Hi, it's Heather, and I think that the world needs more board games and card games. So much of our entertainment now is on a TV or the computer or whatever console you're playing, but board games and card games are so much fun. And while they require having people all in one space, I think that's a really good thing, and they need to come out with more board games. If you don't have a lot of them or haven't played a lot of them, give them a chance because they're awesome, and I cannot say enough how much fun this is, so do it. The first game that I remember playing was something about these apples that you had to like count them, and they were on a tree, and they had like the whole apple thing there, and you put them in. Also, side note, they've been changing board games now. They're more compact, and it's like just cardboard, and there aren't as many like fun little things that pop out, and that made it so much more interesting to me. I don't know, I think all of the new ones they aren't just fun to me. And yes, it's because I want them to be the same, but I don't know, it's kind of lost its magic. It seems like the versions are dulled down a little, maybe to make them faster because people don't want to spend as much time playing a game or something. I don't know what it is. Candyland was the most magical game in the world to me. Like, it was so much fun. And I played the new version. It's not as magical. I'm not quite sure it's because I'm not a child and finding the colors isn't quite as fascinating to me, but it was just the most magical thing ever to play Candyland, and it's fun. Play games with your kids. Play board games with your kids. I played Life and Clue. Clue requires more brain work. Life is more, it's just fun. Like, you get to have kids and it's a fun job and pick out which house you want and things like that. Clue is really fun if you want a little more challenge and have to think a little bit. And I think board games make you think a lot. And there's like tension because you're playing with someone else here, but it's also fun as long as you're able to be a good sport while you're playing games. When I was growing up, we had this game, and it was so cool. We lost most of the pieces because I was a kid, and that's what kids do. But it had the train track, and it was peanuts. And it drops the peanuts into the truck, and then the truck would like dump things. It was so cool. I don't know, but they don't make games like that anymore. None of them have like moving pieces and stuff. Make cooler games, someone please. Scrabble's really fun. I used to play it with my mom and my grandma a lot when I was living with my parents. It's good to get your brain working trying to remember words. I took a bridge class in college. You have to remember so many different things, like you're bidding or whatever, and you go around the circle and you have to say, and every single thing that you say means something very specific, and you have to remember every detail. And as long as you get it right, like if you say something wrong, you completely throw the game. Like it completely messes it up. And I did that. We had a tournament at the end, and me and my partner won the tournament, which is insane, but it was really, really fun. I really like 500. It's kind of like bridge, but it's not quite as intensive, like having to remember every single word, or the bids don't mean quite as much as they do in bridge. But I play it with my family all the time, and it's a really entertaining game. So if you've never played 500, learn how to play it. It's worth it, trust me. Cribbage is really fun, and blackjack is fun too, and it's pretty simple to learn. And these are all games that they're fun and they're simple. They don't have a lot of pieces required. Speed is really good if you just have two people, and you just trying to do either one above or one lower than the card that was already played, and you're just trying to do it as fast as possible to get rid of all your cards. It's really, really fun and fast-paced. And then there's War that you can play with two people, and that one's fun too. It takes a little bit more time. I like Monopoly, but it takes so long. And I don't know, I always get so stressed playing Monopoly because you have to like try to bargain with people, and if you don't get enough houses or whatever, I don't know, it's a lot of work for me, and it's such a time commitment, and that's the biggest thing, is that it takes so long to play. But it's still fun, and I'll play it once in a while with people who want to play. Risk is pretty fun. It's where you have like the countries, and you're trying to put troops and take over the other people's countries and troops and stuff. It's fun. It's one of those things that stresses me out again because I don't know, it can be pretty intense, but it's fun to play. So if you've never played Risk, it's something I would give a try. Uno, obviously you have heard of Uno. Uno's really fun. And Phase 10, if you haven't heard of Phase 10, is a really fun game to play. It's like the cards, you have to try to get like, 5 of one color or like a run of 4 or something. And it's really fun to play. So if you haven't heard of that one, give it a shot. Take a break from your computer games and your TV and sit down with your family and friends and play a board game. Or make a board game and then send it to me, please. Thank you.